Welcome to another powerful episode. It's Voices of the Art, and it's 9 o'clock on the dot, where passion meets purpose, and every story is worth hearing. I'm your host, Andile Dube Matube _Muyaz on all social media platforms. We're currently broadcasting live on Voice on the Move network. We're not just live on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. We absolutely appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet, we're also live on Facebook, X, and TikTok. So do show us some love on those various platforms. Today, we have an exciting, extraordinary guest who is a blend of legacy and artistry. Hailing all the way from the heart of KZN. He's a singer, songwriter, family man, businessman, model. Oh, I can say so much about this gentleman. What a mouthful. You know what I always say to myself? When I hear people with so many titles, I always say, no, man, we cannot have the same 24 hours. We definitely do not have the same 24 hours as this gentleman. He's also said to be the very great grandson of King Shaka Zulu. So what an interesting guest we have this morning. We're going to be talking about his royal bloodline, also his unique musical journey this morning. If you also might know him for his hit Africa, My Home, that also featured on SABC2's Muvango. If you don't know exactly who we're talking about this morning, it's Ricardo Mendes. We'll also give you a little taste of what you can expect this morning. Here is Ricardo Mendes with Sizobona. That was our this morning's guest, Ricardo Mendes. Niyamuzwa ukuthi kusho bani ukuthi ngeke aphumelele nizobona. That was his song, Sizobona. Please don't forget that this is a live broadcast, and we want you to be involved. We want to hear from you. You might be wondering, how can you do that? Kanjani, Andile? You can just drop a comment in our comment section. Uzisho ukuthi ubani, uqhamukaphi, owakephi. Where are you currently watching us from? We want to get to know you better. We also see Mo rather, in our comments. Asinike indondo. Ethi nje, hey, listen. So we also want you to be a part of the show. Good morning, Ricardo. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Angela. I'm good, and yours. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Oh, thank you.
Excited.
Thank you so much for also being here. Listen, with a name like Ricardo Mendes, you had no choice but to be a superstar. You,
Thank you so much. I always get that a lot. Um, but I think most of all, I get the mix up of how am I Shaka Zulu's grandson with a name like Mendes.
yes, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. But for those who might not know you yet, who is Ricardo Mendes?
Okay, look, a small introduction to myself. I'm born in KZN, the beautiful coast. I was a beach boy. Yeah. And yeah, I grew up in the church environment. I'm a pastor's kid, PK we call it. Grew up in the church environment, a family of musicians. I schooled in a local school in the Bluff in Durban. Now I'm currently based in Johannesburg. Went on to further study music, played football, retired from football. Um, Now I'm a businessman, married, a beautiful wife, and three amazing kids. Yeah.
Yes, we hear many musicians leave this beautiful city for the city of gold, right? What influenced the move?
Um, in all honesty, we still love it. I'm currently actually even here in KZN at the moment. We do have our home in KZN. So we were down here doing some work, and yeah, we still love it. The move happened after COVID. For us, it was seeing the industry take a hectic knock, and I was the thing that inspired the move was me getting a musician in this job in a church in actually Pumalanga that broadcast in on national TV. So I needed to do the production and be the music MD at the point. So we decided that it was hard for me to do the travel. I was away from home a lot. Decided we would just relocate. And I think something like we and something just happened that, like, you know, when God's plan just unfolds in your life. We just ended up in Johannesburg. There was a contract that came our way. We didn't hesitate. We 100% had like this surety
Mm.
that this was like God given, and we just up and moved. Yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about the many, many hats you wear, right? You are a singer, you are a songwriter, family man, businessman, performer, many, many, many more other titles that you hold. How are you able to balance all these titles?
So look, a person from the outside would call it titles. For me, it's part of who I am.
Yeah.
So when it is who I truly am, I find it easy to make the time for those things.
Mm.
The things that we rather, I would say, are not me. If I feel like I'm putting on a bit of a show, or I have to be a bit extra. It does take a bit of an effort,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just prioritizing. And then I have also an amazing support structure,
Mm.
which is family. My wife does a lot of my admin,
Mm.
so it does help me to keep track of where I need to be, what time I need to be there, and what I need to actually do. So she does help me with a lot of it. And then yeah, our just different parts of our team, like whether it's a road manager, a media manager, or social media manager, whatever it could be, they just been helping keep track of that. So I guess being organized and prepared does play a role as well. Yeah.
How important is that support for you to have uh, so many individuals assist you in your journey?
At the end of the day, I tell them every single time that they actually the true star of the show.
Mm.
I'm just the face of the brand. They kind of using me. I told them that they use me, so it's the other way around. But yeah, for me, it's everything. It's what's coming out in the music. It shows where I am as an artist.
Mm.
When I start making the music, you actually begin to hear, and it gives you the different journeys that I'm on. So um, I would not do it without them. I definitely would not, and I can't. And yeah, at the end of it all, like coming from a Christian background has created that foundation for us. So like I do believe doesn't matter where I sing or where I perform, like I always put God first in everything. So I'm grateful that He's there, and I think that gives us that platform and foundation to continue doing what we do.
Mm. So, at some point in your life, you had to balance the love of sports and music, right? But at some point, you had to make that painful decision to
Yeah.
choose music. What was the turning point in your life where you made that decision to leave sports aside and for music to take center stage?
Look, it was quite emotional for me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Mm.
Because I love it. Where we grew up, it was all, I would say that's what we knew. Like I did music every day. I played a lot of football. That's all I ever did.
Mm.
And I think I got there was multiple challenges that I faced in the football industry. It was kind of tough. There was a lot of I would say pushback that I got from different managements or agents at the time. But for me, the true turning point was when I actually um there was an injury that I picked up and I had to be off for a while. And I got back onto the field and played my first game from being back out of an injury. And suddenly uh, I took another knock on the field in the very match. I mean, I just got back. It's the first game back, and somebody comes in recklessly. It was quite a malicious tackle, which I knew was um, intentional, if it's safe to say. So um, I stood up, not knowing what was wrong. I found that I couldn't stand at that point, and then I just looked over to the management, my agent at the time, and I just began to cry. And like I'm not a person to cry, so we knew definitely like there was something beyond just the injury. I would have probably just laid on the floor, shook it off, or whatever the case is. But this time I stood up, I tried to continue, and when I tried, I kind of knew that this was it, and I just gotten back on the field. So they begged me to continue the rest of the game, which I was. It was like virtually impossible because I was just standing in one spot, um, waiting for the time to just end. And I think that was the point I knew that like this is goodbye to football. This is and I took the positive of it because I've always wanted to do music. Music was always part of it. It was always first for me. People did not know that I was doing music. But it was always what I wanted to do. If even if I did not have the injury, I always tell people if you gave me a choice, I probably would have chose to go and do music on that day than play football.
How were you able to come to terms with somewhat the death of something you were so passionate about at some point?
Yeah. As I said, for me, my foundation is God and family is important. Your support around you, the people that you keep around you are very important. So I did not hesitate. We kind of looked at it as a blessing. This is a God given blessing. I finally got the push I need to just go and do what I love to do and what we believe I'm called to do. So I probably wouldn't have made that decision so easily in a natural situation because there's so many things that camouflage it. So in this case, I really think it wasn't a hard transition for me. It was definitely not a hard transition because the moment we dove right in, I was I probably was the happiest person alive.
For someone who's struggling to let go, all right, what
Yeah.
words of encouragement would you give them?
So never ever look at the negative in whatever is happening in your life because as I said, from a spiritual aspect, we believe that God has a plan and a purpose for you. So everything that is happening is all intentional. It's just in His plan and His way of getting you where you need to be. So He definitely knows what's best for us. So just keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. Keep motivating yourself. Stay strong. Stay focused. Your foundation is good. Lean on your support when you need to. Don't think that you have to do it alone. We have been blessed with people in this world. We do not live alone. So, and we can, I believe not everyone is bad. So, they out there to support us. We here to support each other. That's the amazing thing of our flag. It has so many different colors. So, and at one point we all do come together. So, yeah, we got to look at it like that.
Let's go straight to the comments. We see there Geraldine, who made quite an offensive comment. Please, let's stray away from such comments. We're not here to negatively speak on our guests in any way. We do not appreciate that. So if you have anything of that sort to say, please rather do keep it to yourself. This is not the platform to do that. We're here to encourage, we're here to pour in love, we're here to support. So we definitely do not appreciate that one. Now let's talk about your royal bloodline,
Yes.
right? So your bloodline, you are said to be the very great grandson of King Shaka Zulu. Uh, I mean, what do you say? How do you even come to terms with that? Tell us a bit about that
Uh,
lineage and also how it plays a role in your artistry.
for me, as I said, the natural response is, but how? how how are you even a grandson of Shaka Zulu? Um, so I'll explain that. I'll start there. It's actually from my dad's side. Um, my grandmother was a daughter directly from King Shaka Zulu system. So um yeah, my grand and the funny thing is everyone says like, but then that's so far away because Shaka Zulu died like over 200 years ago. So like how is it possible? So let me explain. I don't know what they ate and what they used, but these people lived long, man. Um, I I actually I was so young. I got to meet my great grandmother. I didn't know at the time who she really was. I didn't understand. I just got introduced to them. And when I got introduced, she was about 105 or 106 years old. So yeah, she lived quite long. I stand to be corrected, but I'm sure she was around that age when I met her. My grandmother lived to about 98 years old. She just passed away last year. Um, and then yeah, this was from my dad, and they gave birth to my dad, and then me. Obviously, we know the history that or history kind of shades away from it, but they did have a mixed relationship. She did have a mixed relationship, and hence my grandmother was born um of a European man. Uh, so or was he British? Yeah. So that's why we are yellow bone today.
Mm.
So she was the milk, she was the chocolate. And yeah, but growing up with them, I first didn't believe it when my grandmother told me that this is my heritage, this is who we are.
Yeah.
Um Most of my cousins at the time, we definitely were like, no way. I'm just about learning about King Shaka Zulu in school. And now you tell me that like we related to this family and I've never known this. And as years went on and we started getting introduced to the family and started seeing them and spending more time with them, we definitely understood that we were royalty or born of royal bloodline. And for me, what I started falling in love with the culture and the tradition. I
Yeah.
started falling in love with everything that they did, the way they were, the way they spoke. So I kind of grew up my whole life with a mix. I was kind of the centerpiece. I wanted to be on both ends. I wanted to experience both sides of the family. And I did that. I did that. So I think if you ask the question, how did it play a role in my music? That's hence the reason for that diversity. I became that actual centerpiece that I thought I was. I started adding the colors and the sounds of the traditional side of the family, and then the sounds of the more Europe side of the family. And I always enjoyed whatever they did. So I always wanted to be a part of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the fact that you did mention that you're also a PK, right? So
Yeah.
your bloodline is rooted in culture and African spirituality, while on the other end, you were brought up in a Christian household. Uh, how are you able to balance yourself spiritually, right? Because most people say both ends do not really mix, right? It's either or. So let's
Yeah.
talk about your spiritual journey. Where do you find yourself?
So yes, as I said, I grew up a Christian, grew up in the church, and well, at some points it wasn't just that because I was born into it, I am a Christian. I made the decision for myself that this is what I want to do. Um, but I think the day and age that we are in, and South Africa as a nation has made it easy, man. That we have religious tolerance. It hasn't been hard for us to still be family. It hasn't been hard for me to be at an event or a function of theirs and them to be at mine. Um, the way that I had my beliefs or they had their beliefs, we believed overall we are still family. And for us to share each other's lives has not been a challenge. It's more of enjoyment. Everybody's so excited that we're getting to know each other, and everybody wants this to happen. It's like we want to see, okay, is this like every time I go to a gathering or what is this actually a cousin of mine? Is this uncle of mine? Or is this,
Yeah.
like you're so more fascinated and you're so carried away and excited about it that like religion or anything else doesn't take front seat at that point. So we put family first at that point. And yeah, it hasn't been a challenge for us. We have our beliefs. I respect their beliefs. They respect mine. And yeah, man, we just love each other. We're there for each other. Because at the end of the day, our religions wouldn't want us to be hating on each other. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Show love.
That is a beautiful, beautiful answer. Uh, we meant to love each other, embrace each other, and our unique differences. Let's talk about how you stay grounded, right? Especially in an industry that is, there's a lot going on in the entertainment in the entertainment industry. There's a lot that you're exposed to, especially as a gentleman that is has so much to work for. So much in your life. You're a family man. You need to consider that. You need to consider the fact that you are a PK. You also need to consider the fact that you come from royalty. How are you able to stay put in an industry like this when so much is expected from you?
Yeah. So for me, as I said, it's always gonna be very easy to answer. The first thing I'm gonna say is yes, God is the foundation. But most importantly, we live here on earth. So I do understand the flesh side of it, the human nature of it. And I think being true to who you are, like I do not put on a act or I don't have to pretend or put on a front of somebody that I'm not. So for me, it's just embracing the reality of who I am. I get it. I might not be a perfect person. I'm not a perfect father, perfect singer. I'm not a perfect husband or anything like that. I might not be perfect, but um, it's what helps me to actually stay rooted at the end of the day and stay firm in what I do, because I'm gonna keep trying. I'm consistent. The most thing that the thing that I can tell you that I'm definitely gonna keep trying every single day,
Yeah.
and I think that's what helps me to continue pushing when everything around you might give you feel like it's giving you a pushback, or you feel like I'm in an industry where you literally can get swallowed up tomorrow. There's so many different things or so many different ways of you losing it in this industry. I just believe that I am who I am, and God made me to be this way, so I'm gonna do it every day. But I'm gonna try and be my best self every single day, and that's what keeps me going. That keeps me grounded.
Before we get into your song, My Prayer, which I want us to speak about where your mindset was at that point. Why was it important for you to create such a beautiful song? Uh, as a PK, sometimes we hear that you have a bit of a rebel moment, all right? A rebellious stage. Did you ever have that rebellious stage? And if you have had it, how were you able to come back?
So I'm sure I definitely had it up. The lines that did not, but at the end of the day, um, I think for me, just having the God as a foundation, I always knew like I would find you would have something that's inside of you that nudges you and kind of convicts you at the points to say like what you're doing is not who you actually are. That's why I said remaining true to who you are is very important. Like um I'm not for example, a violent person and you act out of violence, and then as I'm driving away or sitting later on and thinking about it, there was always this nagging voice that said you acted wrong or that's not who you are. And it always brought me back. It always brought me back. So I'm so grateful. I think I would say I'm grateful for my parents giving me that teaching. We might have not had much when we were born, but they always taught us valuable stuff, valuable life lessons, and definitely would say that brought me back. Yeah, that was how we always got back to that point.
Let's talk about my prayer. Where was your mindset when you created that song?
Okay, so my prayer happened in an EP, which is called I Am Ricardo Mendes. This was the team naming the EP this, and the reason for this is because I've been doing music behind the scene for so long,
Yeah.
but people always knew me as some other person, and my message was I told the team that I need a song that or well I need a music that introduces me to the industry. I want to give people an idea of who I actually am. So a lot of the songs that I'm gonna write are probably gonna have things that give you different aspects of me and small introductions to who I am. And they named the EP I'm Ricardo Mendes. So in the EP we were in a music camp at the time. We were in a music camp at the time. I think I've written about 6 or 7 songs at that point. And I tell one of the producers, I'm like, guys, can we stop what we're doing? Because I just need to play before we do the song. And it was like so blown away. It was like I don't know whether he was maybe at that time convicted in some kind of way, but he was so blown away because he was like, it's very rare to see people do this. Like they would stop what they're doing to say, I need to pray about what I'm doing. And I think that moment inspired something in me to write that song because we were standing right there before I could write the song or get onto the mic. And I told him I need to pray because I felt like I had written so much songs in such a short space of time. I'm going to struggle to write now. And my prayer came along. I understood that I needed to give thanks to God in everything I do. So I said, why not put it in the song?
Absolutely beautiful. Let's go straight into our comment section before we go into that particular song. Here is Taryn James with absolutely so proud of you, cuz virtual hug hashtag Africa my home. Thank you so much, Taryn James, for joining us this morning. I also appreciate the support that you're giving your cuz. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. Here is Ricardo Mendes with My Prayer. Welcome back. Hopefully, you're still glued to your screen and still tuned into Voices of the Art. Still hanging out with me, Andile Dube. That was Ricardo Mendes with My Prayer. Definitely send a little prayer to us. We all need that now and then. Please also don't forget that this is a live broadcast. We want to hear your thoughts. We want you to be involved. Let us know where you are listening to our show from. 031 is a bit chilly, so I know ukuthi abanye benu basembhedeni, abanye benu mhlawumbe basemotweni, abanye benu are in different areas in your houses getting nice and warm. Hopefully, we also are doing a good job keeping you nice and warm. Once again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Also, click on the notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. We're not just live on YouTube, we're also live on X, Facebook, as well as TikTok. So do join us on those platforms. We definitely appreciate your support. Once again, good morning, Ricardo Mendes.
Morning, morning, Angela. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So right now we're going to get into your music, right? So at the birth of your music, I see that your genre of choice was R&B gospel. I saw at some point that You did a remix of a Boot Up.
Yeah.
You did a nice remix of Boot Up. It's Praise Up, Boot Up, which was absolutely beautiful. And then after that, you transitioned into what is a very heavy genre in our music industry, which is amapiano, right? So what
Yeah.
made that transition from R&B gospel to the international amapiano?
So for me, doing R&B gospel was always because I was so involved in the church and I was a young adult at the time. You want to make something that the younger kids can relate to. So as I said, growing up in a very diverse home created that opportunity for me to do that and express that in my music. So hence I started doing music that would excite the generation at the time. And even though it was in a church environment, because I'm very involved in church, and I did that for a while, but knowing the person who I am, I love to dance. I love enjoying my music. I love seeing people having a good time and responding. So I've always been a person for the stage. So when I'm at home, well, I would say I'm much of an introvert. I'm very quiet. But when it's time to do what I do, when it's time to make music or get onto a stage, it's like a light switch on, and you just want to go for it. And I think performing on other people's music, when I started getting introduced to music at the time, it was a lot of piano artists. They would want me to uh, experiment with putting R&B vocals because I'm an R&B vocalist. I love R&B. It's a lot of influence in my singing. So they would want to experiment with having a vocalist on the piano songs, and I was the person that would come and do that. And I think I fell in love with it at that point. I love seeing, as I said, I love seeing our people have a good time, and that's our sound, man. It would have just been right if I'm an artist from South Africa. I've never done it. So it was by default. I was definitely going to do that. I was definitely going to do that. But I love to think that I'm broader than that. I don't just do piano. As I said, I if a song needs me to sing contemporary at that time, I definitely will. If it needs more soul, if it needs R&B, if it's a ballad, I will do that at that time. It's a lot about what you're feeling at the time. So I think throughout that period when I was introducing myself as an artist, probably what I was feeling at that time. I wanted to be that voice. I wanted people to hear, hey, um, this is his heritage. This is who he is. He's one of us. So it definitely came out in piano. And I'm glad it did.
And you fit like a glove. let's talk about let's talk about your viral song Africa My Home. What did you channel when writing that song? Which emotions? Where were you at the time? What happened?
So as I said, we started the industry with I am Ricardo Mendes. So the EP was done. We've written, we've worked, I've chosen the song that are going onto the EP. And like with God's grace, like things just took off like a rocket. So we were like performing back to back and just getting to travel and do this what we love. And I would say I probably was quite exhausted at the time. So I was like homesick, I would the right word. But we get back and the whole studio sits up in my room and the guys are ready to like continue working. And I'm like, guys, I'm tired. I just wanted to get home. um, and the thing about music, man, it's never a time where you are tired. So the guitar was laying on the we had a bed in the studio, so it's laying on the bed and I pick it up and I go and sit there behind the producer. And I literally just start playing with the guitar. And I was like, while I'm playing, I'm feeling them and the guys around me. But you know that there's something missing from this EP. I still feel like there's something missing. And while I'm playing, I did not know he was listening to me. So whatever he could hear, he put on his headset, he started producing a sound using the guitar. And that's the hook that you hear in Africa, my home. I was playing then, apparently at some points he heard it. He started making out an idea to the song. And when he played it, he stopped back and he played it. He said, well, is this what's missing? And he played it and I immediately knew that this was it. And I said, I'm writing a song about my heritage. Immediately, something in me, because you said, this is who you are. And not one of our songs have a guitar in it. None of our songs. You love the guitar. You're instrumentalist. You're a musician. So and guitar is my favorite instrument, but we don't have a guitar in anything. So I jumped immediately, and I just knew that the song is being proud of who I am, being proud of my heritage and where I come from. And that was the moments. Like it was just a reminder of how in love with my heritage I am, and how much I loved growing up with my family and seeing this part of my family. So that was the decision to write Africa My Home. We didn't spend a lot of time on it, back and forth, reproducing it, scrapping the whole song, thinking, now this song needs to be perfect. It needs to be the song. I wanted to really, because I take it as something very important. I'm really proud of my heritage. I'm really proud of where I come from, and that's the message. I wanted it to be loud and clear that um us as a nation can be proud. I wanted to give that hope back to our people. I want to tell them, don't stop waving your flag, man. The color that you bring to the flag is beautiful. So do that. Just do that. Because when that flag comes together, it's I'm for me personally, it's the favorite flag. I'm not just saying it because I'm South African, but it's a beautiful flag to have. And we make that flag. We make
Yeah.
that flag. There's so much diversity in our nation. There's so much different cultures and different traditions in our nation. But when we come together, it's the most beautiful thing, the most beautiful sound you would ever hear. So I want people to be proud of that. Be proud of who you are. Never stop waving that flag. So yeah, that was very important to me at this time.
Before I pick your brain further in terms of your music, let's go straight into the comment section. I see Sent, a friend of the show. Good morning, VM Network family, including artists that support it. I hope you all subscribed. Support VM Network because it's giving a lot of exposure to all of you. Another one is Peeps J says Ricardo looks like Omarion, and that is so cool. Another one by Sent says, on that point, VM network team, I want to know how you get to the interview. How do you get to interview these artists? Do they approach you to request for interviews or do you source them out? Can any artist approach you and request? Definitely. Any artist can approach and us for an interview. The quickest way is our WhatsApp number that is on the screen, or you can send us your profile on hello at vmnetworkstudio.co.za. It's hello at vmnetworkstudio.co.za. But definitely for a quicker response, do send us a message on WhatsApp. Also, for interview, can actors and actresses request for an interview as well? Yes, listen. All forms of creativity, whether you're an actress, an actor, whether you're a musician, whether you are an artist in terms of painting or a storyteller. So we welcome all creatives on this show. Another one by Sense is J Peeps. You are right. The way he has his hair in the interview now, he does look a lot like Omarion. A neat comparison. And then they're having a bit of a back and forth. He says, yes, OMG. So there's a bit of a back and forth. Is there any Amarian influence there?
No, I think it's just coincidence.
Uh,
I've always
yeah, definitely a great coincidence. How do in terms of image, how important is it to present yourself in a way that our audience will appreciate like this?
Look, it's important. It's always going to be important in every industry. Like how you present yourself is how people see you and take you. How people they would judge you immediately. People say they don't judge, but we know this is a lie. We all do. First appearance is very important. If you want people to think of you a certain way, you're going to dress a certain way, and it's probably going to do that. It's going to affect your first meeting at that point. So, for me, I take a lot of pride in it. I love fashion. If you go back on my social media, you're going to find a lot of different hairstyles, a lot of different clothes. I've always loved fashion. I guess it comes with being a creative person. You wanna try different things, you experiment different things, and it expresses who I am. Also, I love it. I love doing things with my hair. As you can see now, it's in a whole bun. Probably the next one it will be blonde. So I love experimenting with fashion, but it is important to take care and pride in what you do. And I believe our appearance is part of our craft. So you got to look after that. You got to look after that. I mean, I spend hours in the gym. I spend hours training just to make sure that physically, it does look good. Besides looking good, I am able and fit enough to give up my best at all times. Yeah, so it is important.
While we honor the experimenting and making sure that what you put out is something that your audience will appreciate, let's talk about what we can expect from you from today moving forward. Any collaboration, any experimental music, what can we expect from you?
Okay, so at this point, there's a song that, as I said, growing up with different cultures and different traditions. The song that I'm going to release next that's coming up at Can You Handle It? The song is called Can You Handle It?
Mhm.
It's a very chill summer song. I envision a person playing it on a yacht with maybe a cocktail in their hand, enjoying themselves, that summer vibes, dancing, having a good time with the people that they love. It has this Caribbean sound to it. So it has a very tropical sound but with a flair of I would say African voice and R&B voice. So it's something that I've been playing with. As I said, I love my different backgrounds, and it does play a part in the music. So you're definitely going to hear that from time to time. So this song next is probably giving you a bit more of that island sound, that tropical Caribbean sound, which come from that part of my family. And yeah, we're currently in talks with collaborating with a few artists. I've not been so involved in I would say the hip hop scene of music. It's never been it's not that I don't like it or anything. It's just never been my kind of genre of music. I guess because I sing and I want to sing. But yeah, we've been in talks with an artist that's an hip hop artist. So it's kind of a different ball game for me. You'll probably know him and he's a good friend of mine. He's been like also very supportive to me as an artist independently. So he's one of them that we've been in talks with. Um, and as well as an artist who's from a Portuguese background. He's from Mozambique. So he currently based in Angola and he's a good friend of mine. And this has been so long in the pipeline. We've been back and forth with the song. So there's definitely a different genre coming there. So yeah, that's the things coming for me. And then a lot more performances, a lot more touring, a lot more singing on stage. I've been booked out and been performing around. That's why I'm here in KZN at the moment. So yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of that.
So you definitely heard it here first. An island sound is coming up. So make sure you get yourself a beach ready. Get your summer body ready.
Yeah.
Summer is starting early with Mr. Ricardo Mendes. So definitely get yourself ready for what I know is going to be an absolutely amazing song. So as we near to the end of our conversation, any last words? And for those who haven't had enough and they want to follow you further, where exactly can they connect with you?
So you can get me on all my social platforms. I'm on all the social platforms actually. It's Ricardo Mendes Music on every digital platform. Whether it's your Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it stays the same. Ricardo Mendes Music, for Twitter as well. And then yeah, my music is available on all major digital stores. So you are able to download it there. Any digital store that's available to you, you're definitely gonna find Ricardo Mendes music there as well. Um and yeah, on the socials, you're always gonna stay updated on what's happening next. Um Thank you so much for having me guys on the show. It's been such a blessing. I'm excited. Thank you for having me, Antile. Voice on the Move Network. I appreciate you guys, listeners, the people out there. You've been so, so amazing. Thank you. Once again, I'm overwhelmed, overjoyed. Thank you.
Listen,
Yeah, and just keep pushing on.
we definitely, definitely appreciate the time that you gave us this morning. We also appreciate you being here and also following your passion. It's so important for you to follow your passion. Look what it does. You create a whole community that will be out there and support you and want to hear your voice. Each and every one of you, we want to hear your voice. Here is Africa, My Home, which is a song that has gone so international. I mean, we even it was even featured on SABC2's Muvango. So listen, if he did not follow his passion, if he did not follow that voice that told him to pursue his musical career, we would not be here today. So definitely take that leap of faith, follow your passion. For us to support and enjoy alongside with you. Once again, like Sent had asked rather in our comment section, many of you might not know. You send us your profiles, send us your music. We welcome all creatives in the industry, not just musicians. It's hello at VM networkstudio.co.za, or also WhatsApp us in the WhatsApp contact on the screen for a quicker response. Thank you so much once again. It's Ricardo Mendes, Africa, My Home. That was Africa, My Home. Absolutely love that one. We were supposed to wrap up the show, but we cannot wrap up the show when so much is going on in our comment section. I just want to get to the few comments that you made throughout us playing that particular song. Peeps J says, can't wait till next Saturday. Thank you, VM, a true MVP. Thank you so much for that. Here's Senta. He says, when is Mo coming back? I miss seeing her. Mo will be back soon, soon. You'll see that beautiful face very, very soon. Here's another one by Saint Ricardo. For me, I think this is your best song so far. Hashtag Africa My Home. Well done for giving us this gem. Absolutely appreciate that one from you, Saint. Another one is a J. Saint rather is commenting. Again, from J Peep's comment says, same here. I can't wait till next week to see whom will be interviewing. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. What do you have to say when hearing such comments?
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm so humbled and I'm so appreciative of the support. It's comments like this that keep us doing what we do, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for inspiring me. And I appreciate every bit of support that we get along this journey because we're not doing it alone. Thank you.
Yes, Africa, My Home. You definitely did very well with that one. Once again, if you haven't yet, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to get a notification each and every single time. We're going to hopefully send you followed Ricardo on his social media platforms. It's Ricardo Mendes Music across all platforms. Show him some love on those platforms. J Peeps, show him some love on those platforms. All of our artists and our creatives need as much support as they can get. Once again, see you next week, same time, same place. It's Voices of the Art, broadcasting live on Voice on the Move Network. My name is Andile Dube, Matube_. We are on all socials, and I'm out.
the word. It's your time to tune in. Stories that connect will be all the left. It's journeys unfold. Be a network. The stories